Shubhamangalam. This is Hemalata at Little Scholar High School taking up class 5 science. We have already started with our first lesson, that human body, the circulatory system. And this circulatory system we have discussed about the heart, the blood and the blood vessels. And in blood vessels we have discussed about the arteries, veins and capillaries. And all the arteries further divide into capillaries, and all the capillaries join together to form the veins. Now today we see the functions of the circulatory system. What is the importance, or what are the functions done by the circulatory system? To carry nutrients to all parts of the body. Whatever the food which is taken by us, it contains the nutrients. So all these nutrients has to be absorbed by the blood, so that all these nutrients are supplied to all the cells which are present in the entire body. So the circulatory system, in which blood is one of the important factor that carries the nutrients to all parts of the body. Second point, to carry oxygen and carbon dioxide, whatever the air we are breathing in, and in that oxygen is one of the gas. So our body takes in the oxygen and it gives up the carbon dioxide. So what the blood is doing, it is carrying the oxygen to all parts of the cells, and at the same time it is collecting the carbon dioxide from all the cells, and we are releasing it back to the environment. Understood, children? Then to carry waste products to the excretory system, as we have taken the food and it get digested, there is some unwanted material which is to be excreted on the timely basis from our body. So what happens, the blood helps in collecting all the unwanted material from the body, and it passes on to the excretory system. From the excretory system, it is expelled from the body, or it is given out from the body. So what are the functions of the circulatory system? It helps in the absorption of the nutrients, it carry oxygens to all the cells and collect back the carbon dioxide and give out to the air, external air. Then to carry waste products to the excretory organs. This is regarding the functions or importance of the circulatory system. Now we will say, sorry children, now we will see how actually the process of circulation is going on. Yesterday we have seen that heart is muscular in nature, and it is pear shaped, and it is made up of 4 chambers. Okay, now we said that heart is made up of 4 chambers, right children? The upper 2 and the lower 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the 4 chambers. Now we will see how actually the blood is flowing into the heart, and from heart how it is moving out from the heart to all parts of the body. Now here we said this is first 2 chambers, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and the upper 2 chambers are called as auricles or arteries. Okay, the upper 2 chambers are called as auricles. The upper 2 chambers are called as auricles. So what happens? The blood enters the first chamber. The blood enters the first chamber from all the body, from all the body parts. The blood enters into the first chamber through the veins. The blood enters the first chamber through veins. This is the vein. Okay. From the vein, it enters into the first chamber. From the first chamber, it enters into this side we consider as the right side, and that as the left side, children. Okay. Now these the upper 2 are called as auricles, and lower 2 are called as ventricles. So now the blood has entered from all parts of the body into the first chamber through the vein. From here it has entered to the down chamber. Okay, this is called as this is auricles, we said. This is the ventricle. So from first chamber it is entering into the down chamber. Now this is the impure blood. This is the impure blood. From here, through the pulmonary, one more artery is there. This is the one I am putting in the arrow marks. This is also an artery. This is also an artery through which all the impure blood is entering or passing through this artery. Okay, and it is going to the lungs. From here, all the impure blood from here, it is going into the artery, and from here it is going to the lungs for purification. It is going to the lungs for purification. After purification here, the blood again enters one more vein. Okay, from this vein again it enters the auricle. Understood, children? After purification, the blood is again entering into the auricle through a vein. Now this is the pure blood. Now this is the pure blood or oxygen rich blood. We can say it as a pure blood or oxygen rich blood. From this auricle it is entering again into the ventricle. The down to ones we call them as ventricle. So the pure blood from this auricle is entering into the ventricle, and again from this ventricle through one more artery it is again going to all parts of the body. So from here the pure blood is passing through this artery and it is going to all parts of the body. This is how the circulation of the blood takes place. I'll just look at it. We'll go through once again. Heart is four chambered. The upper two chambers are broad. The lower ones are narrow. The heart is muscular in nature. It is pear shaped. Now how the circulation takes place. The blood from all the body parts is coming and entering into the heart through a vein. Okay. From this first chamber, that is auricle, it is entering into the ventricle. This is the impure blood. Okay. Now from here through an artery, it is entering, it is going through lungs. It is going to lungs for the purification of the blood. From the lungs again it is entering into the vein, and from that vein it is entering into the heart again. That is auricle. Then from auricle again it is entering into the ventricle, and again from this ventricle it is passing through one more artery which is very huge in nature or large in nature, and from here it goes to various body parts. This is how the circulation of the blood takes place. Hope you understood, children. Now this is the functioning of the heart, functions of the circulatory system we have done. Now we'll move on to the next topic, that is yoga. We do many exercises in our day-to-day life so that we keep ourselves fit, healthy and disease free. Yoga is also one of the important part, like which makes the entire body, the inner conscious as well as the mind, everything, stress, everything will be very calm if we do a yoga on a daily basis. Here mainly yoga is makes us to learn to have the control on the breathing. Yoga helps to have or to learn the control on the breathing. In that we have different types of yogas. Now first one is Tadasana, and it is also when we are doing this yoga, it is in the shape of a mountain. The mountain pose, if you just go through your textbook, it is already given very clearly in your textbook, the position, how this yoga works. So Tadasana is nothing but it is the shape of a mountain pose, and when we do this asana or yoga, it helps in strengthen the heart and the body flexibility. It strengthens the heart. It strengthens the heart means it makes the heart strong, and it helps in the body flexibility. What do you understand by body flexibility? Means we can take the movement of the body very easily. You will not get any crumbs in your body. Your body is very much flexible. Like for example, we have seen many athletes who participate in the Olympics and how flexible their body is. That is all happen because of the daily regular exercises or yoga what they do. So flexibility is easy to move in any direction. The next asana is Vrikshasana. The next asana is Vrikshasana, and it is a shape of a tree pose. How does this? It is looking like as if some tree is standing. Okay, and what is the importance of this asana? It helps to calm the mind and heart functioning. Again, this asana is helping to keep our mind calm, and because of the day-to-day activities, stress and all, we have lot of pressure in our body. But when you perform this or when you do this asana, our mind becomes very much calm, and it also helps in the good functioning of that. We already seen that how the heart functions. It plays a very important role in pumping the blood to all parts of the body. So the functioning of the heart is also performed well because of this asana. Next is trikonasana. Trikonasana, that means you all of you learn triangles in your class, math class, just so children. So when you perform this asana, your body almost takes the shape of a triangle. And what is the importance or what is the use of this asana? Chest expands, increase stamina and cardiovascular exercise. Your chest, when you are performing these exercises, the width of your chest increases and it helps in a good, increases your stamina. What is stamina? The inner strength, so that you can do many activities and you can fight back many diseases also. Your inner strength increases. Cardiovascular exercise. Cardiovascular exercises means it helps in the good functioning of the heart as well as the vessels. We have many vessels, we said arteries, veins and capillaries in previous class. So it helps in the good functioning of the heart and the vessels, that is nothing but the blood vessels. Okay, the next when we move on, it is the dhanurasana, the bow shape. What is the dhanurasana? The shape of a bow. When your body, you take up this asana, your body turns into a shape of a bow. And what is the importance of this asana? It deep strengthen for the whole body and healthy heart. That is, it is helping in the good functioning of entire body. It is a good exercise to have a good control on your whole body, and it also help in the healthy functioning of the heart. Then next one is pranayama. Pranayama, again this is pranayama is one of the asanas where we have to learn lot of control, to how to control the breathe, how to inhale, how to exhale, how many seconds we can stop the breath. It mainly teaches the to control on the breath. So pranayama, again this is divided into three, that is anulom vilom, bastrika and brahmari. Okay na children? Now what is anulom vilom asana? Anulom vilom asana is a kind of asana where you close one of the nostril while inhaling and you'll open another nostril while exhaling. That is anulom vilom. Bhastrika asana is the rapid breath. That means normally when we are like this, we take the normal breathing, inhaling and exhaling. But in this particular asana, we breathe very rapidly. We breathe very, inhale rapidly, exhale rapidly, inhale rapidly and exhale rapidly. And this is one of the Brahmari asana, is one of the asana where you will sit in a very calm position. You close your eyes, you keep your fingers touching your ears, and this all the asanas helps to control your nervous system, your stress, your BP and all. So these are the important asanas which helps as such in the functioning of the all the organs, as well as your, it increases the your inner strength and your keeps your mind calm. So for this class we are done with circulation, importance of circulation, how the circulation actually happens, and what are the different asanas and their importance. So we shall stop here, and in our next class we'll move on to your writing part. Okay children, just thank you.